New Tau and Kill Team. Are they the greater good or are they towerable?
If you could see my face right now, it'd be very disappointed.
Oh, right. We should turn off our stealth suits. Hello and welcome to Miniatures Rundown, continuing with our Kill Team Dead Silence coverage with the Tau, the checks notes XV26 Stealth Battlesuits Kill Team. That doesn't even have a fun name.
No, and it's not even a lore accurate name apparently. Apparently in lore, all stealth related suits end in a 5.
These are upgraded. That's the whole point. They went from XV25s to XV26s.
Yeah, but now there's no 5 though.
The lore is mutable and will be changed.
You know what there is 5 of? Suits in this team.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, you get 5 suits. You have to pick the Chasvray, which is your leader.
Mm-hmm.
He comes with a pulse pistol, but you do get... What's interesting about this team is, except for the drones, every single one of them, you get to pick between the burst cannon or the fusion blaster.
Yeah, but you only get 2 fusion blasters.
You do only get 2 fusion blasters, but none of these come with a given weapon.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
It is very weird.
So you get to pick the Chasvray. You have to pick him. He comes with a pistol and one of the options. You get 2 drones. You get a marker drone and a gun drone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get 4 of the 5. Designator, Infiltrator, Liberator, Lodestar, and Neutralizer. You can only pick each one of those once, other than the Infiltrator. The Infiltrator is your default.
Yeah.
You can only have 2 fusion blasters, which is a shame. Kind of. So that's what you pick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the actual faction rule is Kaoyan, which is basically counterattack. Whenever a friendly battlesuit operative is shooting an enemy operative, its ranged weapons have the accurate X rule, and the X is determined by the enemy operative's location. So not by yours, by the enemy's. If the operative is within 3 inches of your territory, it's accurate 1. If they're within your territory, it's accurate 2. And if they're within 3 inches of your drop zone, it's accurate 3.
Yeah.
Now, accurate doesn't let you fix dice after you roll. That's really important about accurate is it lets you fix dice before you roll.
Yeah, no fishing for 6s.
Exactly. It does not let you crit fish.
Yep.
It just says I get 3 hits.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a good thing because every single operative in this team hits on a 4. This is a 5 operative plus 2 drones team that hits on 4s.
Mm-hmm.
And accurate 1 is okay with that, but you're almost never going to get accurate 3 because when things get within 3 inches of your drop zone, that's actually pretty rare.
Yeah, I mean there's certain secondaries that kind of require you to get over into your opponent's drop zone and stuff like that, but if they know that they're playing stealth suits or against stealth suits, they're just going to pick a different mission.
Right. They're just going to go, oh, don't do the one. Like, your opponent, if you're fighting against stealth suits, you want the stealth suits to come to you. Because that way they don't get their accurate rule and they hit on 4s, which really sucks.
Yeah, at very least, you just don't be aggressive towards them. So, I mean, I guess it's like, if you are playing stealth suits and you're facing a melee-oriented team, you just have to kind of play cagey until they get to you. But again, they can select a secondary that, doesn't really have much to do with killing, so they can kind of play cagey as well. It's very going to be kind of back and forth situational.
Yeah. Their other faction rule is stealth fields. Whenever a friendly stealth battlesuit operative has a conceal order, it's not visible to enemy operatives more than 3 inches away, taking precedence over all other rules. So this is excellent against shooting, kind of useless against melee.
Yeah.
But obviously, it just not visible, period. Overriding any vantage point stuff, overriding any, I get to see you, marker lights, marker drones, those things that, pick people out. Nope, doesn't matter. You just can't see them outside of 3 inches.
Yep.
Really good. Also, whenever you have a concealed order on a battlesuit, it can form the fallback action for 1 less AP. Fallback normally costs 2 AP. This lets you fall back for 1. So getting out of melee is pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's what you're dealing with as far as everybody. Let's talk about the actual guys on your team. So your Chasvray. By the way, all of your stealth suits, so not the drones, have the following stat line. 3 APL. So one of the first non-marine teams outside the Tyranids, I think, were the first. to get 3 APL?
Blades of Cain.
Blades of Cain, right. So 3 APL, 6-inch movement, 3 up safe, and 13 wounds for your leader, 12 for everyone else.
Yep.
And then they all have the same weapons, with one exception. One guy has one other thing. But they all have access to the burst cannon, the fusion blaster. The burst cannon has 2 profiles, focused and sweeping. Focused has 5 attacks, 3-4 damage, and has ceaseless. Ceaseless lets you reroll 1 result of all your dice. So if you roll 4 ones, you can reroll all your ones. There's also a sweeping mode, which has 1 less attack at only 4 attacks, but also has Torrent 1.
Yeah.
So obviously that is a winning proposition if you're shooting more than one guy. The other one is the Fusion Blaster, which has a short and long range profile. Both of them have 4 attacks. The short range is a Melt-A-Gun, 6 damage or 3 damage with Devastating 4 on a crit. It has Piercing 2 and 6-inch range. The long profile, instead of doing 6-3, only does 4 damage, 5 on a crit, has 12-inch range, Piercing 1, but no Devastating. All of those hit on 4s, which sucks.
But Tau is a shooting faction, right?
I mean, this has always been the case with Tau.
Yeah.
They've always been about not hitting well and then buffing their hitting.
Yeah.
We'll get to that second part in a bit.
Yeah.
Now, your Shasfrey, your leader, also has a pulse pistol, which has a ranged version, which you'll, never really use because it's a 4 attacks, hits on 4s, 4-5 damage, which I guess you could use if you are within range 8, and because that is actually more damaging than your burst cannon.
That is true.
But it has 1 less attack.
That is true. But that being said, I'm pretty sure you're always going to bring a fusion blaster on your leader.
Maybe?
I think so.
Here's the thing. I actually don't think you need to because there's no benefit to doing so.
Really?
Well, he doesn't hit any better.
Well, he doesn't hit any better, but he's going to be somebody you want to be scary to the enemy team, so
maybe
let's not go near the guy with the Melt-A-Gun kind of situation.
That's true, because you don't want him to die.
Yeah.
He does also have a pistol point blank, which is his actual melee. It's got 3 attacks, still hits on 4s, which is good for Tau.
Yeah.
4 and 5 damage, and accurate 1.
Yeah.
Now, his big thing is he has drone controller. As a strategic gambit, whenever this operative is in the kill zone, select 1 friendly drone operative in the kill zone. Until the end of that operator's next activation, ignore the first 2 bullet points of its drone rule. The first 2 bullet points are this operative cannot perform any actions other than charge, dash, fall back, fight, reposition, and shoot. And its APL is treated as 1 lower for objectives. So basically, that lets your drones pick up objectives and count as 2 on an objective. Outside of that, he doesn't do anything, which is why I think he's actually not that great as a leader and not that important.
Yeah, I guess fair enough.
He does also have For the Greater Good, which is when determining the value of accurate X for the Kauyon. If he's in the kill zone, add 1 to the result if 2 or more Battlesuits, not counting drones, are incapacitated to a maximum of accurate 3. So that one is kind of like, if you start losing guys, this means that you can start getting accurate 2 and accurate 3 even when they're only within your territory instead of being within your drop zone.
Right.
And so that is kind of the only reason you really want to keep him alive.
Right.
But he's not that great a leader. He is absolutely not any scarier than anyone else.
That is true.
He does make your drones actually capable of doing objectives, though.
Yeah.
Which, considering you're an elite team, is important.
Yeah, and especially if you want to kind of play cagey with these guys and try to, bait people into your territory and stuff like that, use your drones to kind of go do the other stuff.
Right.
Yes. But anyway, then your next guy is the Designator. Same weapon profile options, burst cannon or fusion blaster, except he does not have a pistol in melee. He's just got his fists, which let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah.
But he can do a marker light. Whenever an enemy operative is a valid target for this operative or is visible to this operative and within 2 inches of your ambush marker, we'll get to that later, it's marked. Whenever the friendly stealth suit operative is shooting the operative that is marked, the friendly operative's ranged weapons have the severe weapon rule. Note that an operative can be a valid target of this operative even if the operative isn't the active operative.
So basically, you want this guy, and by the way, we're just going to say it now, the marker drone has the same rule.
Okay.
And in fact, that's the only thing the marker drone does.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just get the marker drone out of the way now.
Yeah.
The marker drone and this guy have the same rule, which is marker light, which is basically if they can see somebody, so an enemy operative is a valid target. So that only counts. So, for example, remember, if somebody is concealed and behind terrain, they're not a valid target, right?
Yeah.
Unless you have vantage over them, in which case they're a valid target.
Right.
So you got to follow the valid target rules. But basically, if these guys have eyes on somebody who is a valid target, you have severe, which is turn one of your hits into a crit, which is pretty good.
If you don't score any crits.
If you don't score any crits.
Yeah.
That's the problem is, now the upside is that previously marker lights in Kill Team have always sucked because you had to use an action to shoot somebody with a marker light.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of what I was just thinking is it doesn't cost an AP. It's just whenever they're
previously
visible.
It was like I could use an action to shoot this guy with a marker light, or I could just shoot him.
Yeah.
This changes that. The flip side, though, is it doesn't actually make you any better at hitting.
That was going to be my downside to it, is it doesn't make you better at hitting, but you do get crits off for those people using the Fusion Blast.
Right. So that's great, but like that's only increasing your burst cannon damage by 1.
Yeah.
Which is most of your team.
Yeah.
So really, you're going to want these guys to have eyes on your Fusion Blaster users. Now, what's really funny is that whenever a friendly Battlesuit operative is shooting an operative that's marked, that includes this guy, because you are friendly to yourself.
Yeah, true.
So really, you should give the designator the Fusion Blaster, one of your 2 Fusion Blasters.
Yeah.
So that he just walks up to somebody, because if he shoots somebody with a Fusion Blaster, that means they're a valid target, and he immediately gets severe with it.
It's true.
He's a pretty good candidate. It does depend on the mission.
Yeah.
Because you could also make a case for him being like up somewhere.
Yeah, kind of not in
if you're
the
playing
action.
on Bulkus, you could make a very good case for this guy being up somewhere and just having eyes on a ton of different people who are all valid targets.
Right.
And then everyone on your team.
Yeah.
But in like Tomb World or any place else where he's not going to be able to get a lot of eyes on people, I think there's a very serious case for having this guy just run around with a Fusion Blaster.
That's a very good point.
And be a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah.
Again, he's still only going to hit on 4s, though. Like, the Fusion Blaster, the problem is you only have 4 dice. So statistically, you are hitting with 2s until you are on 2 out of all these attacks.
Yeah, so you're getting 1 hit and 1 crit on average with the marker light.
Right. Which, I mean, with a Fusion Blaster, that is, 6 plus 7 damage.
Yeah.
So you will one-shot a Space Marine. If they don't roll it.
But once you start getting accurate, it'll start going up a bit.
You do need that accurate.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the designator.
Yep.
Next one is the neutralizer. He has all the same stats. He has fists. We've already talked about the guns. He has 2 things. He has System Jam, which is a 1 or 2 AP ability. Select 1 enemy operative visible to this operative. Until the end of that operative's next activation, subtract 1 from its APL. If this operative has a conceal order, that costs 2 AP instead of 1. So if you're not concealed, you can point to anybody for 1 AP and basically give up 1 of your AP to have them lose an AP.
Yeah.
Which might sound like not a great action economy trade, but it can win you games if you stop people from doing things that they want to do.
Yeah, we've seen similar rules like this with other teams. I mean, typically they were kind of more horde teams, so it was taking 1 APL off of one of your guys that was kind of insignificant. It's a little bit more expensive, I would say, with only having 5 dudes.
Yep. The nice thing is, though, is that these guys really don't want to be in melee.
Yeah.
So there's absolute universe where you can move, shoot, and then do this.
True.
Doing it from concealment where it costs 2 AP is a hard sell.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That is an absolute, like, Hail Mary. That guy is about to go pick up the objective in his next activation, which is probably going to be the next, like, person activated. Right. Yeah, for sure. It has its place. It's nice that he can do it from concealed.
Right. His other thing is he has multi-spectrum sensor package. This is a support option. Once per turning point, if an enemy operative visible to and within 8 inches of this operative is activated, you can use this rule. If you do, each friendly stealth battlesuit operative within 3 inches of this operative can immediately either dash or change its order. Each friendly operative that performs a dash cannot end that move within 3 inches of an enemy operative. And they note that a comms device from Universal Equipment only affects the second distance of this rule, which is weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, so basically, if someone within 8 inches of you activates, everyone within 3 inches of this operative, including this operative, because you are within 3 inches of yourself, can dash away.
Yeah.
Which is not bad, because you can kind of make it really hard to be charged.
Yeah, because like 8 inches away, like say he's exactly 8 inches away. Average movement in this game is probably what, like 5-6 inches,
It's
something
6
along
is
those
average.
lines. So I mean, you could just kind of keep getting directly like just out of somebody's charge range with it.
You could also use
But-
it to hide behind cover from a short range attack.
Yeah, it's kind of a perfect situation, but again, nice to have when it does come up.
Yeah. So he's okay.
Yeah. I would just like to point out the Space Wolves get to change their order for free whenever they're in the storm. All of them at all times.
We'll get to that.
Watch our Space Wolves video.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is the Infiltrator. This is just your basic dude, right? Your
Yep.
basic warrior. Burst cannon, fusion blaster, fists. He's got covert protocols, though. This operative can counteract regardless of its order, but if it has a conceal order during that counteraction, it cannot perform any actions other than pickup marker, place marker, or mission actions.
So you can counteract regardless of your order, like Marines.
Yep.
Unlike Marines, you can't change your order.
Yeah, I can't do shooting, changing your order, stuff like that, if you're concealed. But that's still kind of huge for point scoring otherwise.
Mission stuff's important.
Yeah.
Your Liberator. Your Liberator is the only one who has a different weapon. He has the EMP Bomb, which is a 5 attack, hits on 3s, 2/2 damage, range 4-inch, blast 2-inch, devastating 1, heavy, reposition only, lethal 4-up, limited 1, and saturate. So half the time it does 3 damage instead of 2.
Yeah.
Saturate does ignore, but it's only 2 to 3 damage. It's not that great. It's really not that great. It also doesn't have any other rules for it.
Yeah, it's just your little...
Like, it hits on 3s, I guess.
Devastating 1, heavy, reposition only, lethal 4-up, limited 1, saturate. What is the point of this?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like it should have a different rule on there.
I feel like it should have like shock or stun or
Right.
something along those lines.
He does have, the operative can use frag, crack, smoke, and stun grenades. Doing so doesn't count towards any limited uses you have. Whenever this operative is using a frag or crack grenade, improve the hit stat of that weapon by 1. Because normally they hit on force, right?
Yeah.
So you can use a frag or crack grenade and hit on 3. So that's honestly what this guy's for. And you don't want to give him a fusion blaster for that reason, because if you're in short range, you just chuck one of his infinite grenades.
Yeah.
So he is out for fusion blaster duty.
Yeah, it's just your grenader.
Yep, he's your grenadier. He's pretty good. Crack and frags are both good. Cracks are pretty scary. Cracks hitting on better than your normal hit is pretty scary.
Yeah.
So use him with a burst weapon to get into range, and then chuck a grenade at somebody.
Yeah.
So dash up, throw the grenade, reposition away.
Mm-hmm. Last for the stealth suits is the Lodestar. Same weapons, except he has a electro chaff launcher. Once per turning point, when an enemy operative is performing the shoot action and your opponent selects a valid target, excluding drones, you can use this rule, providing this operative isn't within control range of enemy operatives. If you do, until the end of that activation, whenever an enemy operative is shooting a friendly stealth suit operative that's both visible to and within 3 inches of this operative and more than 2 inches from that enemy operative, you ignore piercing, and that friendly operative is obscured.
So basically, once per turning point, everybody within 3 inches of him, including himself, can ignore piercing and is obscured.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Gives him a good... it basically makes him very defensive.
Mm-hmm.
But he can also make other people defensive if he's by them.
Yeah. Put him by your guys with fusion blasters, or if he has a fusion blaster on himself, it'll keep your fusion blaster alive. And then he's got homing beacon. This operative is carrying your homing beacon marker. Operatives, excluding drones, can perform the pickup marker action on that marker. The first time an enemy operative performs the pickup marker action on your homing beacon marker, discard that marker, remove it from the battle. So basically, don't let the enemies get to it.
Yep.
In the ready step of each strategy phase, when you gain CP, if your homing beacon marker is in the kill zone, roll D6 if it's more than 6 inches from your drop zone. Roll 2d6 instead if it's within your opponent's territory. Roll 3d6 instead if it's within 6 inches of your opponent's drop zone. If any result of a 4-up, you gain an additional CP.
So you want this thing at least 6 inches from your drop zone so you can start getting additional CP.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're definitely going to bring him. So you're definitely going to bring him. You're definitely going to bring your leader because you have to. You're going to bring the neutralizer because he can do the free dash and can system jam people. And you're going to bring the designator because you absolutely have to. And you're going to bring the liberator because he has better grenades. So really, you're probably just not going to bring the infiltrator.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because like counteract regardless of order is fine, but if he has a conceal order, he can only do pickup marker. So unless the objective for the mission really has a lot to do with picking up markers and stuff like that.
Which, to be fair, in the current card pack, there's a couple.
Yeah, then you probably, I mean, if you're going to do him, I would maybe flip sub out. It's kind of hard because the neutralizer is the one who can only dash away, but he can also remove AP from people.
Yeah.
I just like all the other ones better.
I would just say you wouldn't, except for, I don't know, maybe the Grenader.
Right. If you don't envision using grenades.
Yeah.
Because otherwise your Grenadier doesn't do much.
Yeah, I would say probably not going to use the Infiltrator.
Last but least, but honestly not least, is your gun drone. He's only got 2 APL, still 6-inch movement, 4 up save, which is not bad. Only 7 wounds, though. He's got RAM, which is 3 attacks hitting on 5s, 2-3 damage. But he has twin pulse carbines, which is 4 attacks hitting on 4s, 4 to 5 damage, and ceaseless. So it's actually better than your burst carbine, except 1 less attack. He counts as 1 less on hit than on objectives, and he can't do actions unless your leader's on the field. You always use the round disc at the top of his head. This operative is ignored for your opponent's kill elimination op, and when determining your starting number of operatives. So same thing for your marker drone. They have the same stats, and they're both ignored.
Yep.
So that's the list of people. Onward to strategy ploys. Remember, one of your strategic gambits that is free is the drone operator thing.
Yeah.
So first one is patient hunters. Whenever a friendly battlesuit operative is shooting against or fighting against an expended enemy operative, so they've used their actions, that friendly operative's weapons have the balanced weapon rule, and its ranged weapons have the saturate weapon rule. Not bad. The hard part about this is that you're an elite team. So if your opponent has more guys than you, which they kind of will most of the time, they kind of get to pick who you get to shoot against. And your opponent will very quickly learn to play around this.
Yeah, that's true.
But if they don't get to, then you get some free, balanced and saturate. You know, saturate is ignoring cover, and balanced is reroll for one free reroll.
Yeah.
So, not bad.
Not bad. Next one is Bonds of Unity. Whenever a friendly stealth suit operative is activated, excluding the drones, if it is visible to and within 6 inches of another friendly stealth suit operative, excluding drones, you can ignore any modifiers to that first friendly operative's APL stat and select one of the following. Ignore any changes to that first friendly operative's move stat from being injured until the end of activation. Ignore any changes from the hit stat from being injured. Basically, if you're within 6 inches, you ignore injured.
Yep. But you can only ignore one part of injured, either move or
True. Okay.
to hit.
Yeah.
And so it's it's the thing the Space Wolves get just by bringing one guy,
and
they don't have to pick which one.
And it doesn't cost CP, and
Nope.
even if he dies, it sticks around.
Yep. Like, this is one of those things, like, sometimes you have trouble, like, comparing people, like, but these guys, like, it's exactly the same thing, and the Space Wolves just get it by having one guy all the time.
Yeah.
Prepare ambush. So this one is weird, because it's acting like you're going to use this all the time, but I think it's kind of bad. Place one of your ambush markers wholly within your territory and more than 2 inches from enemy operatives. Whenever a friendly battlesuit operative is shooting an enemy operative that's within 2 inches of the marker, which they have to move into, you can use this rule. If you do, remove that marker, and that friendly operative's ranged weapons have the seek weapon rule until the end of the action. In the ready step of the next strategy phase, if that marker is still in the kill zone, remove the marker. So you spend a command point to put down a marker that your opponent has to move within 2 inches of. Sorry, that has to be stay within 2 inches of and be shot by you. And you can't put it within somebody. So you have to put down a marker, someone has to move within 2 inches of it, stay there, and then get shot on your turn, and then you get seek. Like, there are times when an opponent absolutely has to move and stay within 2 inches of an objective.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, yeah, this is basically kind of getting your opponent to choose whether they do something you don't want them to do or get shot better.
So seek does like, you can put this behind a piece of cover that someone might want to use that would normally grant them conceal.
Yeah.
And let them not be seen, and this way you can see them and shoot them. But it's a very limited range. And it is broadcasting exactly the ambush spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just a kind of a get your enemy to not go there
Pretty much.
token.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you put it on something that they would want to go to.
Yeah. It should be put 3 down and 2 of them are dummies.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
I mean, yeah, it kind of just gets you to control the board a little bit better.
Yep. Last one.
We got the Hollow Wave countermeasures. Whenever an operative is shooting a friendly stealth battlesuit more than 6 inches from it, in the roll attack die step, the attacker must discard one of their unresolved normal successes or one of their critical successes if there are none. This isn't cumulative with being obscured.
So if you're already obscured, this doesn't do anything.
Right.
But if you're not, which is fairly often, and as long as they're how many inches away from you?
6 inches.
6 inches, which is pretty common. You can just say no, you don't have that success.
Yeah.
And if they only got 1 crit, they don't get that.
Just kind of goes along with the flavor of being a stealth suit.
Yeah,
Getting shot.
that
less.
is a good one.
Yeah.
And that's one you might use every turn against people who are being shot.
Yeah.
Or who are shooting at you. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The firefight ploys. Vectored retro thrusters. Use this firefight ploy when an enemy operative ends the charge action within control range, not your drones. Interrupt the action to use the rule, so you can use it before they fight. If you do that, friendly operative can immediately perform a free fallback action, but cannot move more than 3 inches during the action. Then that enemy operative can immediately perform a free reposition action using any remaining move distance it had from the first charge action, and can do so even if it's performed an action that prevents it performing the reposition action, which is what charge is. So basically, you get to move 3 inches away, and if they still had 3 inches or more of charge remaining, this is useless.
Yeah.
Like, that's like just if it costs you a command point. Just let it be something you can just back away from a charge once per turn. Like it only works on charges that are use up more than the remaining 3 inches of their movement, of their charge movement.
Yeah, what the hell?
Sorry, Cody's just staring at it like, am I missing something? Like, no, it's just not very good. I mean, it is if they're doing a long bomb charge.
Yeah, it's gonna protect you from like either some really crazy turn 1 charges or turn 2 charges.
Yeah. I mean, if someone's got 6 inches of movement, then they normally have an 8-inch charge.
Yeah.
So if they had if they are more than 5 inches away, this will let you get out of their charge range.
Yeah.
If they're under that, this won't help you.
Yeah.
It is useful, and it is a firefight ploy. It doesn't always need to be useful.
Yeah, again, firefight plays are always situational, so I don't think it's that bad. Like
it's not that bad. It just has a lot of like and it's just sorry, we're recording this right after recording the Space Wolves one.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll definitely help you get out of melee at least for 1 turn sometimes.
Sometimes.
So it's not terrible, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm going to be using that every time somebody charges me. Unless they're outside of,
Yeah.
their charge distance or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Anyway, next one is Ghost Shroud. Use this firefight ploy at the end of a friendly stealth suit's operative's activation. If that operative has an engage order, change it to concealed. You cannot use this ploy for each friendly operative more than once per battle.
We were so close to greatness. We were this close. But then you had to make it once per battle per person.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Like, that's really harsh. Because that seems like something stealth suits should just be able to do. This really reinforces that you're supposed to, like, stay in stealth until the right moment.
Yeah.
And then pop out, and then you're just not in stealth anymore.
I kind of just think that's how they're supposed to be played.
Yeah, but may I remind you that Space Marines just get to change their orders all the dang time.
Yeah.
Which normally made sense because Space Marines were supposed to be more elite than everyone else, but they're not more elite than these guys.
Same amount of dudes, though, except for drones.
Yeah, and the drones are great. Firefight ploy, engage jetpack. Use this firefight ploy when a friendly stealth battlesuits operative, excluding drones, is activated or counteracts. Until the end of that activation or counteraction, you can ignore the vertical distance as they move during 1 climb and 1 drop. This is actually really good because this can let you not have to spend equipment stuff on ladders, but let you, for example, take your designator and go whoop, just Mario jump to the top of a piece of terrain, and like, oh, suddenly you're on top of a train. You didn't have to spend points on ladders.
Yeah.
And it lets you get up there for the cost of a CP.
Yeah, and then your marker lights go on everybody.
Yeah.
Or at least most of them.
You can also use this like for shenanigans of things your opponent's not expecting, because like, oh, they put a sniper up in a tower. It's completely ignore vertical distance. So like the tall tower on Vulcus, just whee doink. Mm-hmm. You can get right up there and fusion blaster someone in the face or whatever you need to do. So that is actually a really good one. You'll probably use that a lot in Vulcus, and it is completely useless in Tomb World, where these guys are ostensibly made for.
Yeah.
I don't think they're made for it at all.
Nah. Anyway, the last one is Savior Protocols. Use this firefight play when a friendly Stealth Suits operative, excluding drones, is selected as the valid target of a shoot action.
Get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, select one Battlesuit operative visible and within 3 inches of that friendly operative to become the valid target instead. Even if you wouldn't normally be valid for this play has no effect if the ranged weapon has blast or torrent weapon rule.
I mean, it's Savior Protocols. It's good. If you're... Despite all your other anti-shooting tech, if you're getting hit, you're getting shot, you can pass it off to a friendly drone.
Yeah, I don't know if I said drone on there for the second one, but yeah, it is basically your drone becomes a shield drone and jumps in front of the shot.
Yep. It's not bad. You don't have that many less to spare, though.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of your shooting drone, it kind of hurts because your shooting drone's actually decent at shooting.
Yep.
And getting rid of your marker light drone kind of hurts, because then you don't get marker lights.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless your other guy's still alive. But yeah.
All right. Last section, faction equipment. Step 1, the multi-trackers. Once per turning point, when a friendly stealth suit battlesuit operative is performing the shoot action and you select a burst cannon with sweeping, if you do, you get torrent 2 instead of torrent 1. So it's slightly increasing the range of your torrent. It might be good for anti-horde. I don't know if I would take that all the time.
And the next one is hardwired target locks. Whenever you would counteract, you can do so with one friendly stealth suit operative that has a conceal order and is more than 3 inches away from enemy operatives. But before it counteracts, you must change its order to engage, and it cannot perform any actions other than shoot during that counteraction.
So this one's actually probably your auto take, and this one's really good.
Yeah.
Because it does not... It just says whenever you would counteract, you can do so with one friendly operative that has a conceal order.
Yeah.
So... The only downside of this one is you don't really have a way to get back into concealment, except for the one faction thing that you can only do once per person per game, because they have to have a conceal order. I guess if they didn't have a conceal order, you can already do the shooting, so that doesn't matter.
Right.
This just lets somebody who is in a conceal order, but you're giving up your conceal order, and you are immediately shooting, and only shooting.
Yeah.
So it's handy. You'll probably take it just because it gives you more flexibility, and you can catch some people out.
Yeah, and just if you, again... The battle changes all the time, so like if you didn't expect something to happen and you really need to get that shot off and counteract, not bad.
Yep. Next one is counter network jammers. When determining control of a marker, treat the total APL stat of enemy operatives that contest it as 1 lower if only one friendly stealth battlesuit operative and only 2 enemy operatives contest it. Does not count to drones. This is not a change to the APL stat. This is so specific. If you have one and only one stealth suit against 2 and only 2 enemies on an objective, you can count their APL as 1 lower than it is. Which, if they're 2 horde guys, is going to bring them from 2 to 1. So they'll have a total of 2, and you'll have a total of 3 still. So yes, it will get you the objective if you are outnumbered by 1 and only 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not bad because
that does happen. Like when
the enemy team's not going to have 5 dudes on one objective.
When you are outnumbered, how many times are you actually outnumbered?
Yeah, if that is the case, that's just one more guy they have to mosey on up to that objective to take it from your one stealth suit. But I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad. It's just
it is silly that it's that
silly
situational.
Specifics of it. It's like, so okay, our counter network jammers only work on 2 guys.
Third guy walks over. Crap.
Overload.
Yep. I can't count that high. We're done. Abort.
Boss, I only have 2 fingers.
Get a crude in here. He has 3.
It's clear this is a Vespid pilot because he only has 2 fingers.
There you go. Yeah, he's got his big meaty claws.
Ah!
Anyway, the last one we got is Advanced Black Sun Filters. Whenever a friendly stealth battlesuit operative is shooting an operative that is obscured, you don't have to discard 1 success as the result of that rule. All other effects obscured apply as normal. Basically, you don't have to drop the 1 dice, but you still can't crit on them and stuff like that. Not bad.
Yeah, nice counterplay to like Night Lords or Mandrakes. Or other things that have obscured, or the Space Wolves in their storm.
See, okay, I guess it would be overpowered if they gave them basically just ignore obscure, but we've seen ignore obscuring in other places in the game.
You mean like Space Wolves getting to ignore obscure within 6 inches as long as they have the one strategy
as long as they're in the storm and they have the game. Yeah, everything. I don't know. It's basically ignore half of obscuring.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I would probably take that one.
You'll take it against like you still got to be able to shoot them though.
Yeah, I mean they still have to be a valid target.
Right. So yeah, that's the stealth suits. Removing Space Wolves from our minds, because it's difficult not to compare them to the box they came in, right? It's like Goremongers. Goremongers really weren't bad, but they were not the Church Youth Group team.
Yeah, that's the stance I'm having on it, is they only look bad because they came out with Space Wolves.
My big issue with these guys is that they seem very like you're only supposed to be hitting well against counterattacking.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're hitting on 4s, and hitting on 4s really sucks for an elite team.
Yeah.
And your opponent can just not go into your territory a lot of times. Like, that's really doable for a lot of teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They can very easily win without going into your territory, especially within 3 inches of your drop zone.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to give you the advantage because that's going to always cover the middle objective.
Right.
So you're at least going to be able to play 2 of the objectives pretty decently. That 3rd objective is probably going to be a wash every time. You're probably going to ignore the 3rd objective that's closer to your enemy. My biggest problem with them is that with the stats that they have, which again are not bad, they're just not as good as Space Wolves or Death Watch or Necrons and stuff like that. It's the fact that you just have to play the game like differently.
My problem is I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. For the restrictions they have, I don't think their stats or their weapons are good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, their guns are worse than bolters. Like they have 1 more shot and they have ceaseless, but they're not that great.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you do have ceaseless, so you do have rerolls on your burst cannons. You do have devastating on your fusion blasters, but again, like I keep hammering this, but hitting on 4s really sucks.
Yeah, these guys are more orcs than orcs. They have 5 attacks, which is a lot if you do focused. 5 attacks. If you start getting that accurate rule going and you have 5 shots, you're getting up to 3 shots automatically. If they're, for whatever reason, in your territory, they only roll 3 dice regardless.
Right.
So that's automatically they're rolling all of their dice against that. And then you get to fish twice for crits.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, aren't going to make it much worse, but yeah.
I don't know. It's just, even fighting these, like if I was shooting at these guys with my Vespid, I would not feel too challenged.
Yeah.
They'd be really hard to shoot initially because that conceal thing, but they don't have great ways to get back into concealment.
Yeah.
Without wasting, because you have to choose your order at the start of your thing. You can't change it afterwards. So like they're going to get 1 hit off and they're probably going to kill some guy.
Right.
And then maybe I think maybe you're, I'm not quite sure how they're supposed to be played. I'm interested to see how other people play them and see maybe if I'm missing something.
Yeah.
Because it is very possible.
And granted, this is still very early. Like this box, like it's not even out yet at time of recording.
I await to. They're not wowing me with what I'm seeing.
Yeah, they're not like, oh my god, this team looks so fun, but they're also not like, oh my god, this team looks overpowered. So like, they're neither of those. They look fine.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. And I think that's it for our stealth suits.
I believe so.
So we'll play some games with both of these guys, not just against the 2 each other. We'll play them against some other things to see how they if the juice is the squeeze, and we'll let you know. Let us know below what you think if we're missing anything. What the heck are we missing with the EMP bomb? Because that just looks bad unless somebody like walks into it.
Just chip damage. Or something.
Yeah, but you also have a blaster you could just chip damage somebody with.
True.
And it has torrent.
True.
Yeah, maybe it's for like multiple targets. I don't know. We'll find out. Let us know below what you think. Come talk to us on Discord if you want to chat there, and we will see you with further Kill Team stuff later.